Good evening. Welcome to Bossed Up Academy. Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel as well as our Facebook and Instagram. As we get started here, we're going to talk about PPP and how you can still get your money if you have not applied yet, and if you're in queue, how you can get your money if you are in process. Good evening. So as we get started, I want to remind you to like us, share this video. If you've made any money or got any money from any of these videos that we've made, drop a money sign to let people know that these videos are very informational and that they could possibly help you and your small business. I want to start off by talking to my South Carolina people. If you know somebody that needs rental assistance in South Carolina, the SC Stays portal is open and it's taking applications to help people pay their past due rent back to March of 2020. So if you know anybody that needed help with their rent back to March 2020, and it will help with utilities as well. The portal is open. We don't know how long the portal will be open because once the portal is full, then they'll close it back down. It was open in February for not even 2 weeks. So we expect for the portal to fill up really, really fast. So I would suggest that you get on it. If you know someone that could benefit from this, I would encourage you to share this information with them, because it could be determined if they're homeless or not, because a lot of your moratoriums are going to be lifted in the next few months, and evictions will be full-fledged and back going. So I do want to encourage you that if you know someone in South Carolina that may need help with their rent, please do share that with them. Also, the funeral reimbursement is still open. So if you call the hotline or you know somebody that needs that, don't forget that taxes are due in less than 2 weeks away. For your 2020 taxes. Remember that the Affordable Health Care Marketplace is open as well. In the next couple weeks, it'll be shutting down as well. Thank you, one and only Graham. It's so good. You are so supportive, and it means more than you will ever know. And thanks for always sharing our videos, helping us get the word out, because these are very crucial times for a lot of people right now. So what I'm going to do is go into PPP. A lot of banks have stopped some of your retail banks have stopped taking PPP applications. Some of the more online things have stopped taking PPP applications because they're saying that the funds have expired. There's no more funds. Well, CDFIs, if you've never heard of a CDFI is designed to help low-income, disadvantaged areas with financing and business. So now the government is giving the CDFIs an opportunity to make PPP loans to people. So now and what I'm understanding is the CDFIs have about $8 billion. If you looked at my video yesterday, I was telling you, hey, the numbers wasn't adding up. They had only spent $780 billion. The program was allotted $813 billion. So there was like $33 billion. And on average, that's how much was issued in a month. So there was no way that money could be gone in 3 days. Well, of that $33 billion, from my understanding, that the about $13 billion of that 33 is going to go to institutes for processing the loan. If you notice, if you've gotten PPP or you got your first round of PPP, then you would know that the bank didn't charge you any fees for doing your PPP loan. You got what your amount was. They didn't take out any fees for processing your application. The reason being is because the government paid them. So of the $813 billion, they have to get paid for processing the PPPs for the people that were in their queue. So the banks are getting paid through the SBA for processing your loan. That is not a cost that the government is making you incur. They are paying them for their time of helping them get these loans processed. So if I know that some people say they had signed their contract with their lender that say that their funds were coming. Well, if you were, and it depends on if you were in round 1 or round 2. So I'm gonna talk about both rounds. So if you was in round 1, you got your contract, and your contract had a loan number on it. So that loan number was issued to you. Well, guess what? You know that list that was floating around on Facebook like a couple weeks ago when people was going crazy talking about, oh, how did these people get PPP? Well, you can go and look at that list, because that list is pretty much being updated in real time to show where the funds are being allocated to you. So you can go and look on that list for your name, and it will tell when those funds were issued to you. Have they been dispersed to you? Maybe not. So you can look on the website for your name, and it'll tell you once that loan was approved, your amount, where you were getting the funds from, and the day that they assigned those funds to you. So that way you can see that your funds have been assigned to you. So therefore, I would suggest that you just wait on your funds. Some of it is taking a little bit longer, where they were giving funds maybe like 48 hours after people were signing their contracts. And some people have been waiting a week, 2 weeks, some people even as much as 30 days. Well, because of PPP fraud, they are doing verifications, authentications to make sure that there is no that there's no identity issues with you getting your funds, and that you are who you say you are. So with that being said, the funds are going to come. They've already been assigned to you. Like I said, go back to the PPP list, the master list, look for your name, and you should be able to see your name on that list, even though the funds haven't come to you. Also, some of your banks are having a third party to help them issue the funds because there's so much backlog. So some banks are doing test amounts. They may have test you with $2. They may test you with $200. So if you get a test amount and it's not your correct PPP amount, then you know the rest is coming. So with that being said, that if you signed your contract, you got your SBA number, then those funds are being assigned to you. Now, say your application is just in process and this is your first time applying, and the funds are running low. I would suggest that, because we know that CDFIs, which are minority banks, institutes, there's a whole list of CDFIs. You can go to the CDFI locator if you're looking for a CDFI in your area. Those that they have money, you can apply to as many places as you want until you get an SBA number. Once you get an SBA number, then your funds will come from that particular bank. So you can have your application in more than one place. So if you are with a lender, or if you were with a lender that is no longer doing PPP, and you talk to the institute and they're saying, hey, we're not going to be able to do anything for you, I would suggest that you reapply with a CDFI to get your funds. If you were in midstream of round 2, if you had signed your loan documents for your round 2, because remember, if you had that 25% decrease, you could apply for round 2. Well, you could do round 2, and if you've signed your contract, then you go ahead and look on the website to see if your name is on there twice. And the way that you can identify your rounds is by looking at the date of approval. So it's going to have on that master PPP list that they have for the public, it'll have your name or your business, however you apply for your PPP funds, and it'll have a date that it was issued to you. So then that way you can look to see if that number, if your funds have been allocated to you yet. If so, then that means that it's just a waiting game. Where do you find the master PPP list? I'll drop it in the comments so that you can see the master PPP list. I'll drop that in the comments after the video is over. Like I said, go on there. If you're on there twice, then you know that your second round of funds are on its way to you. It's just a matter of being patient to know that you will get them, but it may be a delay in time in getting them, just because, like I said, even though they're saying that there's about an 8% fraud alert out, that about 8% of people are doing fraud, even though 92% of the people are doing very well. I mean, they are legitimate business that deserve this fund, but they want to make sure that that 8% isn't getting money that should be going to legitimate businesses. So that's why they're implementing different things, such as face recognition, take your picture in live time, let me connect your bank account to where these funds are being sent, that kind of thing. Because if you e-sign, can they stop your payment? Generally, they're not going to stop your payment unless there's some kind of identity issue or something going on. Or some of them are giving you a disclosure that says that we are not guaranteeing, once you e-sign, we're not guaranteeing that you're actually going to get your loan. So if they do stop, I would reach out to that institute to find out why. But if it's just a matter of them saying, hey, we don't have any more funds, then that's when you need to go be proactive and go ahead and apply with a CDFI. Now, if you already have a SBA loan number and they're telling you that you can't get the funds, I know that some people went through what was called cabbage, case servicing, where you're going to have to get them to send a email or some kind of documentation to you to tell you that that loan is being canceled, so that way you can get your funds reissued by another lender. I hope I'm answering your question. I'm not making you more confused than originally, but it depends on when you say e-sign, did you already sign your documents? And then if they tell you that, then I would just get a confirmation, a cancellation from them so that you can take it to a new lender and get your funds issued to you. Now, I would, if you have a loan in progress and your funds, or are you just waiting? I would not cancel at this point because of the fact that the funds are low. There's no guarantee, even though everybody's pleading for people to go to house.gov, senate.gov, and reach out to your senators and tell them that you really need this money. So if you have not applied at all, then you would need to go through a CDFI. And some of your partner people, like we partner with Wampley on Bossed Up Academy, stimulus.com. We partnered up with them, and they're working with some CDFIs to get these loans done. If you need our personal assistance, then it's PPP-stimulus.com. I'm gonna put that at the bottom of this video. I'm sorry that I didn't do that earlier, but you can still get funds. Remember, there's money out here for anything that you want to do. You just got to go find it. And sometimes you are sometimes delayed but not denied. So I hope this clears this up for people to find out where you are in the process. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot that video. The PPP master list of recipients. I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the comments. Sorry, it's not working, but I'll do it after this video and put that in the comments so that way you can go in there and look. And remember, you're looking for your round 1 and your round 2 as well. You heard of Wampley? Yes. I'm about to put what's the website for North Carolina? The list. I'm gonna put that in the comments. You can look up all 50 states by city. You can look it up. It's a lot of different ways that you can search it by your name, and you don't even have to put the state in. You can search it by zip code. I'm gonna put up here right now. I'm gonna add a banner. www.bostup. Sorry, I'm typing this in. When things come to my mind, and I want to make sure that people. Okay, so that is the one that's on the screen now is where we partner with Wampley to get this done, and they are working with CDFI. So they'll send your stuff to a CDFI. Now, if you want our assistance in doing it, then you're going to do the ticker that's at the bottom of the page that's kind of going across as a banner right now. And then I'm going to, after this video, I'll put in the data for the CARES Act, and then you can just search it by name, and you can see exactly how much you got, and you can look up other people. Some people are doing that just to be nosy, but if you got time to look up other people's stuff, knock yourself out. But I'll be more worried about my own money than somebody else's money that I can't spend. So I hope this helps out, and go from there. Any other questions? Be sure to like the video, share the video, and remember, in difficulty lies opportunity. I have another question here. If your application has been pushed through to SBA but have no confirmation or loan number, should you cancel and look in a low income loan or hold out to see what happens with the PPP application? Have you signed your contract yet? If you signed your contract, you're gonna have there was a SBA loan number on there. But if it's been pushed to SBA, Corey, just because I know, me and you've been talking personally, I'll explain it to you offline. But if you it depends on if you signed your loan agreement, and remember, it depends on who you working with, because if you no contract sent to you yet, but your lender that you're working with, they are working with CDFIs, so that's why they're still taking applications. That's why they're still able to process things, and that's why they're saying they're pushing it out, because they're working with partner companies. They're not just some lenders. You got to look. Some lenders are working with other people to get these loans done. So your particular lender is working with a CDFI. So there should not be any issues with that, but we can talk again offline. Let's see. Any other questions, or anybody want to add something? And then also, please feel free to, even if you don't feel comfortable with, even if you don't feel comfortable commenting on the forum, if you can inbox me if you know some stuff that's happening, because I mean, I try to stay up to date on this stuff, but I'm not the know-all, be-all of this stuff. And I try to contact people that work at SBA. I try to, read the forums, stay abreast of the emails that are coming out from SBA. But if you're seeing stuff, as long as it's factual, if you could DM it to me, I would gladly appreciate it, because we don't want to be in this alone. We don't want to, you may have information that can help somebody else's situation, and I can put it out here even if you don't feel comfortable with putting it out. I don't mind, as long as it's factual, because we don't want to give people misinformation, but we do want to help people. And remember, you never know, somebody may push something to me or something that may help you in your business. We do have, if you got your first round and send in for your second on the cutoff date, are you funding? It depends on if the funds are out there. That's why I was saying, if you signed your contract, even for the second round, look for your name on the master list twice. And that's a good indication. Another thing, if you got your first round and they're going to submission and they're asking for your bank statement, but it's closed, what is a lender secondary review? The information was submitted. A lot of them are for bank statements, because they want to know that account was active. You do have to, they're asking for a bank statement, but it's closed. You do have to have, because all of these funds are being electronically deposited. I don't know of any banks that are cutting paper checks. I did see where somebody was saying a bank in Colombia was cutting paper checks, but I don't have any verification of that. Most of these banks are doing direct deposit, because they want to know that those funds, where those funds are going and who they're issuing them to. So if your bank account was not open February 15th, where you had to have started, then I would suggest you open, see if some of them are flagging, because if they recognizing a new account, if they're recognizing that you just created that email address, they are, flagging those accounts for fraud, because why are you just getting an email account? I guess, let me see. But she has a new account. That's probably why. Or you can, some of these online lenders, they are getting actual loan officers to email people to kind of do these verifications. So if you had to close that account or get a new account number because a check got stolen, or just because of different complications, I would get a letter from the bank to submit to that loan officer to let them know that there's no fraud involved, that you had to close the account, maybe the reason why you closed the account, and get them a letter from the bank saying, hey, we closed this account, but we gave this person a new account number, and that's why there is a difference. So I would see if you can get an explanation from the bank on bank letterhead that you can submit if you're dealing with a loan officer. Because like I said, a lot of these banks are personally emailing people, and that's slowing down a lot of the process too, because some of them are asking for signed attestations, that signed affidavit saying that you are who you say you are, and they want them notarized because of fraud. And if they are suspecting that, then they want you to go through some extra hoops. That's going to be the same way on EIDL for if you are getting another round requesting more funds from EIDL directly through the SBA. They're doing the same thing. They're coming up with all these security features because of fraud, and they don't want the money constantly getting into the wrong hands, because even though there's a small percentage of fraud, but they need every bit of these funds to go to businesses who are legit and really need this money. So they want to curb as much or deter as much fraud as possible, because even if you see on Wampley's site, they have where don't even come to us if you commit fraud. We're gonna lock you up, we're gonna make you pay fines, all kind of stuff. So they trying to deter people from committing fraud. So I would, go back to that loan officer and give them a letter as to why the account was closed and why you have a new account. So hopefully that will help you clear up that situation. Any other questions? And I think the only task that I have left, if you have one-on-one questions, I'm only answering one-on-one questions. No, I got another question over here. Is it too late? No, that's what we're saying, that you can go through a CDFI or a partner that's working with CDFIs to get your PPP. If you have individual questions, you do have to, only way I'm answering those, I'm not answering anymore through inbox or anything. You have to click on the link that's in this video and set up a 10-minute appointment in order to ask individual questions. It was just because it was just getting so overwhelming with the number of questions, and some of the questions are redundant from these videos. And if I'm going to answer them on a one-on-one basis, I've got to be compensated for my time. And that 10-minute one-on-one is $25. So I try to make it affordable, but at the same time, I want people to listen to my videos, and I will answer any questions on live, because I feel like that will help other people if you ask more questions during the live. But if you just want to ask individual questions, I am asking that you use my link, and I'm not being rude or mean to you by telling you to do that, but you gotta, I've got to make the most use of my time as well, so that I can help as many people. And we over 150 people through comments and everything that we've led them to PPP. So this is a great, awesome thing. The response has just been really overwhelming, and I want to help as many people as I can. But, at the same time, some of the information and some of the questions, I might get off a live and somebody's asking me because they don't want to watch the live. So I'm just asking that, you respect my time as much as I respect your time, and doing these videos and keeping us up to date with what's going on. Remember, in difficulty lies opportunity. You need to take advantage of your opportunities. Also, we're going to talk tomorrow about forgiveness, because of fraud, they're talking about changing the one-page certification for forgiveness. So we're going to talk about that. I'm getting a little bit more insight from my good SBA contact, who graciously answers my questions, and wants to be able to help people too, to get you all the best information that we can. So again, don't feel like all is lost. If a lot of people are not taking applications, find a CDFI in your area. And I'll even put the link to the CDFI locator. And then, like I said, if you want to click the ticker at the bottom, if you want our help, or if you want to do it on your own, you can do the other one. Oh, thank you so much. And I really appreciate you too, Miss Jordan, because you are one of my some very supportive people that tag people in videos, and not only tag them in videos, but you watch my videos and share them. And I really appreciate it more than you will ever know. And it's like, I feel like I know you because I've been, interacting with you through social media, and I've been connecting with so many awesome people like yourself through social media, and it just warms my heart. And like I said, this is my vocation. I used to be a teacher for 5 years, and this gives me an opportunity to reconnect and kind of teach people and help them with their business. Thank you, Thomas. Oh, my buddy out of North Carolina. He about to get on that list and start looking up some people's names. But I'm going to put it in the comments as soon as I get off, so everybody will have access to that. Any other questions, drop them. I'm going to stay on for about another minute just to see if there's any other questions, so that way we can, like I said, benefit somebody else and help somebody else get their question answered that they may be too shy or too nervous to ask. Feel free. But now I do not charge to give you a quote to tell you how much you can get on PPP. I do not do taxes. I just don't do them. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, my good Sarah, sister, friend, mentor, education buddy. Kish, thank you so much. I love you, girl. What else was so that way we can all work together. Remember, we want to turn this pandemic into a bandemic. And like I said, tomorrow I'm going to talk about the forgiveness and some of the possible changes that are going on with the forgiveness. So if we don't have any questions, I'm going to log off here. Thank you. But remember, you can get a free quote on how much you can get, but I'll need your tax return to show. Thank you, Jewel. You are so sweet. I love you. And I just love connecting through social media with you. And I appreciate you as well, helping me get the word out and helping people get their PPP and letting them know about the programs. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, Corey. I just love you. Corey has been my baby since forever. So I love you, Corey. But I'm going to log off here. And like I said, in difficulty lies opportunity. Don't let people discourage you from doing this. A lot of people are saying, oh, you're going to go to jail. Da, 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 da. If your paperwork is legit, if your stuff is, you don't have any problems at all, you are entitled to this money. Don't let people make you feel guilty. A lot of people are saying I don't mean to get on another tangent, but people are saying people going to get audited. Guess what? You can get audited for any reason. You can get audited at any time by the government. The government has the right to do that. So what's the difference if, you do it for PPP or if you just hanging out and don't get any money and still get audited? So you still should be reporting as accurately as you possibly can, no matter if you're doing PPP or not. So just be careful, be wise of that, and then consider your sources. I've just seen a lot of negative talk, and don't forget that PPP is a forgivable loan. That means forgiven. That means that they're going to take it back if you do the forgiveness. So we're going to get into forgiveness tomorrow, just to make sure that people have a clear understanding of what you're going to do in order to do that portion once you've gotten the funds. So look, I'm going to post the CDFI locator, and I'm going to post the PPP list so that way you can see if your name is on there. Remember that if you are a sole proprietor, it's going to be in your personal name. If you are a business and you applied as a business and as an individual sole proprietor, you can be a business as a sole proprietor. Then it's going to be under that business name. So it depends on how you apply for your PPP. So you may want to search not only for your business name, just in case they process your application as a sole proprietor. Look for your name as well to see if those funds have been allocated to you.